What if playing board games could be less like fighting with your family over a 3-hour game of Monopoly that you never even finish, and more like a social activity where the people around the table become pieces in the game, with bluffing and deception and laughter and surprises?
So, if a board game could be like that, would you want to play it? One Night Ultimate Werewolf takes place in a quiet village that has suddenly started experiencing horrific werewolf attacks during the night. Maybe a neighbor has gone missing, or a herd of sheep was found brutally slaughtered. One thing is for certain, not everyone in the village is who they claim to be. To start a game of werewolf, you will receive face down one of these roll cards. This is your secret identity for this game round. Everyone else around the table is also getting one of these roll cards, and we're all playing different people in the village. But it's possible that the card you receive will tell you that you are the werewolf that's been terrorizing the village. And if this happens, your objective in the game is a bit different. The game happens quickly, covering a single night and the following day in the village. We start with the nighttime, where the town goes to sleep, and we all keep our eyes closed, except for small moments where the werewolves and mischievous villagers will wake to silently perform sneaky actions with the cards. Eventually, the morning comes, everyone wakes up, and the town will convene to discuss, make their claims, and accuse those they suspect. At the end of the day, which lasts around 5 to 8 minutes depending on your group's preferences, the town as a whole will decide who's going to be executed for the crime of being a half-beast murderer. Everyone around the table gets one vote, and the person with the most votes is hung and killed. Only after they're swinging from the gallows do they reveal their hidden roll card, followed by everyone else at the table, and we reveal the truth of what has happened. Did we find and kill a werewolf, and the villagers can rejoice and rest easy? Or did we wrongly accuse and murder an innocent citizen, letting the werewolves get away to continue their nightly reign of terror? Well, either way, after 10 or so minutes, the game is over and we get to deal out new cards and do it all again. Just make sure to follow the last rule about taking any 2 random cards from the box and throwing them right in the trash. What? Did that last rule about throwing the cards away not feel 100% right? Did it not quite seem to fit with the rest of the story? Did it feel like, just maybe, I was lying to you? The path to victory in a game of werewolf is vastly different depending on what team you're on. If your roll card is any one of the many village folk, you have a simple mission: come together with the rest of the village and piece together the story of what happened during the night. Depending on your role, you may have a special ability that allows you to gain some crucial intel while the village is asleep. The seer, for example, using her psychic visions, is allowed to wake up and look at the card of any one player around the table. As more information comes out piece by piece, a story will start to emerge. A chain of events that occurred during the night being filled in little by little as more people volunteer their information. But there are werewolves hiding in your midst. If you have one of these roll cards, you're masquerading as just another nervous villager wanting to make the town safe for your little ones. You are, quite literally, a wolf in sheep's clothing. And here's the really crucial mechanic that makes the whole game work. These roll cards are never revealed to the group until the discussions are over, we've all voted, and someone has been executed. Because these cards stay face down the entire duration of the daytime, your job of staying hidden is, quite literally, just your word against theirs. I hope you're starting to see just how interesting this game is going to get. Most of the players around the table are genuinely trying to piece things together, but one or more of the faces around you cannot be trusted. They will be doing and saying anything they can to seem trustworthy, and this shadow of doubt falls over everyone. Let's say your card is the seer. When instructed to, you woke up and you took a little peek at Billy's card. He's a werewolf. Now for you, that's not a hunch or a guess, you know that for a fact. But when you bring this fact to the town's attention, only hoping to enlighten everyone, odds are it won't go over quite as easy as you hoped it would. There aren't enough villager roles to go around, and the werewolves have to find themselves a place in the collective story. So you tell them that Billy is a werewolf, and Billy immediately speaks up very confidently and says, "No, no, no, I can't let her lie. I was the seer." It will shock you at first, because you have the knowledge that that player is attempting to bluff the entire group at that moment. But everyone's eyes are drifting sideways towards you, and you need to defend yourself quickly if you have any hope of keeping the mob at bay. Even though the truth is on your side, your words are all you have. The game of werewolf gets even more interesting once you start adding more role cards into the mix. The robber and troublemaker silently switch cards around on the table during the night, which means that the team that you're on and your objective may not be the same as they were when you went to sleep. And it's the card in front of you at the end of the game that determines who won and who lost. This makes it even more crucial that you determine whose story you believe. Because if your card has been switched, you need to find that out as soon as possible so you can determine who you are and who you need to be afraid of. To add to the awesome, terrible confusion even more, a few of the role cards in your game will end up face down in the center of the table. These are extra roles that don't belong to any player for that round. These villagers are absent from the village. So, do we even have a seer today, or has that role been left out, leaving an easy occupation for one of the werewolves to claim? Or has one or more of the werewolf cards ended up in the center, and we're all running around in circles on a wild goose chase, accusing each other and pointing fingers at our neighbors, when there isn't even a werewolf here at all? One Night Ultimate Werewolf is an incredible game. It's a social experience unlike anything I had known in the world of gaming before I played it. There are endless ways to combine all the crazy roles that come with the game and in the many expansions, allowing for infinite replayability, roles that copy other people's role cards, or villagers that want to be voted for and killed, meaning suddenly someone in the game is trying to look suspicious. How do we tell the werewolves apart from them? It's maddening, and I love it. Werewolf is just one example of an entire genre of games that are out there. Social deduction and bluffing is a massively popular category of games, and you can easily find other games that take this formula in slightly different directions based on what your group likes. In a day and age when lots of people are looking for more things to do that involve less screens and more genuine human interaction, I think games like Werewolf provide something that is truly sought after. I guess what I'm trying to say with all of this is that board games don't have to be boring. Thanks for watching.